This conference will now be recorded.
Once again, good morning, everyone. Last class, we discussed identifiers. Okay, last class we discussed identifiers. Identifiers are names. Names of what? Variables, definition, and classes. And what are the rules for identifiers? Means what are the name? What are the rules for declaration? So first one is we have to start with A to Z, capital letter or small letter or underscore, and variable name or identifier name should not contain any special characters, and those are all case sensitive, and those should not be, identifier name should not be any of the keyword. And also variables related, multiple variables we can declare at a time, and make sure number of variables in the left side and the number of variables in the right side should be same. And also the best practice is whenever you are going to declare a variable, try to make it as simple as possible, and it should be in understandable way. Okay. So here input function. So to enter a value from the prompt input, okay, you can use input function. So this is similar to scanf in C language, C++ C in, and Java buffer reader. So Python we have to use input function. So here I have given assignment. So this is one thing, and here this one. Okay. So I will write program for this. So I think a few people here, I can, as I said, they can get concatenation. Why is it so? We'll tell you today. So today I'm going to discuss about first comments. Okay, and then I'm going to discuss. I will start with the data types. So first we'll go for comments. So what is comments? What is the purpose of comments? Comments are whenever I declare any statements, any programming, any Python instruction, if you mention in the comment, that will not executed by the compiler. So that is only for your understanding way, only for your understanding purpose. So here there are two types of comments: single line comment, hash symbol, and multi-line comment. So multi-line comments we have to specify with triple single quotes or triple double quotes. Okay, how to use this one? We'll see now. So yesterday we have a program, right? So here yesterday I have given some assignment. So when I write, I have to write a. So the output should be like this. So I have to write some Python program. Okay, in this one I have to write Python's instructions. Okay, and I want output like this. I'm going to write a program for this. Okay, so I'm going to write a program for this. First one. So first, this is a multi-line program, right? I'm going to open one at the IDLE. So here, take file, new file. So here, file name, save as. So I maintained one folder, so I'm saving into that. Student underscore details dot py. Okay. So here, when you write a program, at the beginning of the program, you have to write a comment. So it's not mandatory, but the best practice is you have to write a comments. So what this comment contains? So first write about your program purpose. So here I am writing a script name. Okay, std underscore details dot py. Next, other, who is writing the script? When he is writing the script, and what is the purpose of the script? Okay, now just to save the file. Now here I mentioned this is in the triple single quote or triple double quotes we can mention. Now when you try to execute this one, here run. Okay, nothing will be printed. So because I am not writing any print statement, any instructions and all. Okay, so here this is only for your understanding purpose. Okay, so now in the real time when you open any scripts, okay, you can see a beginning of the scripts like this, so that everyone can understand who is the what is the script purpose, who he developed, when he is developed. Okay, now for suppose you are in the organization, you can write a script. Okay, now you left the organization, okay, someone else will come, they open that one, so he has to understand. So here the description should be in such a way that it resembles a complete program purpose. Okay, so after reading the description, the person should understand at least 20% of the script, what the script purpose, why, what it is going on. Okay, so you have to write a description like this. Now I am writing a simple program. Now the same thing, if you go for actual script, you have to write multiple things. So example, so I am implementing one project here. Now here you can see, so he's the one. So what is the project, what is the purpose, what the process is, what the project is going on. So the complete project purpose related, we have to write a comments like this. Okay, so now, so here what is your requirement? As per requirement, I have to enter some details. Okay, now, so those values, whatever the values I entered, I want those values, I want to use those values. So I'm going to, guys, this is equal to, you can put anything. Okay, no problem. But some languages like to shell script. Okay, that is also a matter. Okay, now, so total equal to subject 1 plus subject 2 plus subject 2. Now, print, what do you want? Student name, school name, print total. Okay, now save the file, execute the file. Student name, school name, subject 1 marks, subject 2 marks, subject 3 marks. So here it is concatenating. Why is it so? Okay, so I will tell you that one. So before that, now this is a multi-line comments. Okay, now single line comments is like this. Sum of all subjects. So if you put hash symbol and then whatever you are written, okay, it will not execute it. So it is only for your understanding purpose. Okay, so it will not impact anything.
So, sir, can we say that is input function line by line execution always?
Yes. Okay, so here it will not impact. So here only for your understanding purpose. Okay, so when you are writing a script, okay, Now today, if you are writing, you can able to understand. After 1 year, if you open a script, you have to understand that one. So that's why always maintain a comments as possible as you can write a comments. Okay, so that not only you, if someone else opened your script, he can able to understand the comments. Okay. So here what you have to understanding, comments are hash symbol is a single line comment, and a triple single quotes and a triple quotes are multi-line comments. Okay, so it is not mandatory to use only here beginning. For suppose here this is a, so here I'm writing, I'm doing like this. So means whatever you are written here, it will not printed. Okay, just save the file. Now run the file. You enter the details. So it is not printed anything because as you mentioned, these things are comments. As you mentioned, these statements are comments. These statements will not executed. Okay, these statements will not executed. Okay, so here what you have to understand is whatever you are written. I mean, if you mentioned triple single quotes or triple double quotes, those things are the compiler can consider as a comments. So those things will not executed. Okay, that is one thing. So next. Next, we have to discuss about so one more important concept called data types. Okay, so guys, this is very important. All of you, please concentrate this one. Data types and operators. So what is data type? For suppose a equal to 10. Okay, now a is a number, 10 is a value.
సార్ కంకాటినేట్ అయినాయి కదా సార్ అవి సమ్మాలో
చెప్తాను బ్రో ఒక నిమిషం. ఓకే, ఈ డేటా టైప్స్ లో డిస్కస్ చేస్తాను అది. సో విల్ డిస్కస్ ఇన్ ద డేటా టైప్స్. ఓకే, డోంట్ వరీ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఓకే ఓకే సార్.
Okay, so I will discuss that one in the data types concept, don't worry. So here a equal to 10. Okay, now a is a variable, 10 is a value. A is a variable, 10 is a value. Now here a data type represent type of the data. Type of the data. Here what type means? In Python there are different types of. So first we have built-in data types and user-defined data types. So first built-in data types. Okay. First none type. Next numbers. In numbers we have int, float, complex. Next sequence. In sequence we have string, list, tuple, range, byte and byte array. Next sets. In sets we have set comma frozen set. Next we have map. I will discuss one by one, don't worry. In maps we have a dictionaries. So first now, so data type represent type of the data. Okay, what exactly type? So in Python we have a two different data types: built-in data type, user-defined data type. None type means similar to null values in other languages. Similar to null value in other languages. And numbers, okay, int, float, everything I will discuss. So first none type. Okay, okay, so here observe a equal to none. Okay, now type of A and none type. In Python, each and everything is a object. What is object? We'll discuss in OOPS concepts. Okay, so here now observe A value nothing. So it will not assign anything. Just a kind of declaration. So here none means null value nothing. Here in Python, type is a predefined function. Type of variable name. Type of variable name tells about which data types it is. Okay, type of variable provides which data type it is. Now here it is a none type. Okay, none type means nothing, empty value. So just if you want to declare a variable, but you don't want to assign any value to that one, okay, there we are using this one. When you're returning a functions, okay, you can use this one, none type. Next we have numbers. In numbers category, we have int, float, complex. What is integer? What is integer? Any numerical number. Any numerical number, we can call it as an integer. A equal to 10. Now 10 is a numerical number, right? And A is a variable. Okay. Now here same observe. A equal to 20. Type of A, integer. Print A value is, comma. Now guys, here A equal to none, here A equal to 10. So in this session, whatever the latest value, it is going to consider that one. Okay. So when you are using a same variable again, okay, whatever the latest value, it is going to consider that one. Now, observe I equal to 20. Type of I, integer. Okay. So in other languages like C language, Java language, okay, so there we have a different types, int, long, long, double, signed, unsigned, okay. So but Python, we don't have any this one, any that any multiple types, any numerical number, whether it is a single digit, 10 digit or 20 digit, it comes under integer. Okay. So in other languages, we have long, long, double, double, okay, signed int, unsigned int, okay, different types of integers are there. But in Python, we have only one single data type called integer. Here, guys, whoever new to programming, remember the terminology integer. The terminology is same in different languages. And also, if you go for any database environment like SQL, MySQL, okay, there also they are using the same terminology like integer or number. Okay, so int means here integer. Now, so similar way consider for suppose j equal to, okay, I'm writing like this. Now type of j integer, any numerical number, it will comes under integer data type. Okay, now that is integer related. Now we have one more data type called float. Having decimals. Okay,
We are not able to see. It got stuck.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I'm facing some network issue. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So float contains a decimal part. If the value is contains a decimal, that comes under float data type. Okay, here as I said, in Python you don't need to specify the data type based on the value which you are assigning to a variable. Based on the value which you are assigning to a variable, it is going to take a respective data type. Now observe here, average equal to 34.56. Now, type of variable, float data type. Okay. Now consider A equal to 10, B equal to 20.3. Now, type of A, integer. Type of B, okay, float. So here this is a integer data type and this is a float data type. Now we can convert one data type to other data type. Okay, so we can convert one data type to other data type. It is called typecasting. Change data type to one data type to another data type. Now here C equal to float of B. So B is already float value, right? So I am converting into integer. Okay, so here B is a 20.3, which is a float data type. I am converting that into integer. Now observe what is the C value. Okay, so in other languages we have some parsing, something all circus we have to do, but here in Python just which data type you want to convert. So if you want to convert it into int, convert this one. Okay, now for suppose this is an integer data type, right? I want to convert this one into float of A. So here 0.0. So when you convert integer to float, there we can use these values. Okay, so where exactly using this use case? Okay, this typecasting. Sometimes in the real time, okay, you are getting some column values. Some column values are integer. Some column values are this one float. To make it a common, so we have to convert all those into float values. Okay, so here typecast. Convert one day.
Sir, your video has stopped.
Okay, so here consider complex numbers. Complex numbers contains a real part and imaginary part. A equal to 2 plus I. Okay, B equal to 3 plus 4I. So here this is a real part. This is a imaginary part. Okay, now observe here. A equal to 2 plus 3. So generally we are writing I, but here you have to write J. Type of A, complex numbers. A plus B, 5 plus 7J. Okay. Guys, left side is a variable, you can take anything. I am using A comma B. Okay, you can take anything. Now here this is a complex numbers. So where exactly we can use? So generally our scripting and programming we are not using this one. When you come to mathematical related, like eigenvalues, eigenvectors, okay, this one any scientific calculations related, there we are using this complex number related operation. Now generally in our scripting in the regular days, if you are writing any scripting programming, there we are not much using this one. Okay, when you go for statistics related, eigenvalues, eigenvectors, so if you want to do any dimensional related operations, there generally people are using these complex numbers. Okay, this data type. So not regularly we are not using. Okay, that is one thing. Now observe here, A value, this one type of A. Okay, complex numbers. Now I want to convert this one into integer. Now observe, cannot convert complex to integer. Okay, so we cannot convert complex to integer. Now similar way, for suppose s equal to 20. Now complex of s. So typecasting means just which data type you want to convert. So here, so if you want to convert into integer to complex, it will. Okay, but complex to integer it cannot. Okay, that is one thing you have to remember. Okay, similar way float also. Let me check that one. F equal to 23.34. Now complex of s. Sorry, complex. Okay, so here what you have to observe is we can convert integer to complex, and also we can convert float to complex. We can convert integer to complex and float to complex. Okay, cannot convert complex to integer and complex to float. Okay, now this is one thing. Guys, so far clear all of you. So here today we discussed the data types. So data types related we have a none type, so which is nothing but a null values, and then we have a numbers. In the numbers we can see integer, float, complex. Any numerical number comes under integer. Any numerical number, whatever the size of the numerical number, comes under integer. Float contains a decimal parts. Complex numbers contains a real part and imaginary part. Okay, guys, clear so far all of you? You don't respond now, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
సార్ కాంప్లెక్స్ లో కాంకాటినేట్ అవ్వవా?
ఏంటండి?
కాంప్లెక్స్ కదా సార్, కాంకాటినేట్ అవ్వలేవు. అది సమ్ చేసాం కదా.
ఆగండి సార్, నేను చెప్తాను. మీ సమ్ మీరు ఒక్క నిమిషం ఆగండి. నెక్స్ట్ స్ట్రింగ్స్ రిలేటెడ్ వస్తాయి. ఓకే, మీరు అంటుంది ఏంటంటే మామూలు సమ్ రిలేటెడ్. ఐఎమ్ సారీ. ఓకే, ఐఎమ్ సారీ బ్రో. A equal to 2 plus 3j, B equal to 4 plus 5j. Now A plus B. All these operations you can do. A into B. Okay, now you know this one, right? 2 plus 3j. B equal to 2 minus 3j. A into B means A square minus B square, 13. Okay, because J square equal to minus 1. Okay, all complex number related operations we can do.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay, now so next one is important thing is sequence. What is sequence category? In a sequence is a collection of what? Characters. Okay, so first we'll discuss about now sequence related. So string. What exactly string related? Okay, String means collection of or sequence of characters. Okay, collection of characters. So here in Python or any programming language, in the keyboard, each and everything is a character. Okay, so collection of characters, multiple characters, we can call it as a string. Okay, this is similar to in C language char. Python, Java, we already have a string, I think. So Python is a string. So how to declare a string? Okay, string we have to declare with single quotes, double quotes, triple single quotes, and triple double quotes. Okay, so here what you have to understand is print is a predefined function which is going to expect one string, So that's why I said you can write in the triple single quotes, double quotes, triple single quotes, or triple double quotes. Now take a variable str1 equal to welcome. Now type of variable string str. Okay, so guys, whoever new to programming, just remember this terminology. String is a collection of character. Similarly, integer, float, these are all new to you maybe. So this is a collection of character. Even single character also Python is going to consider as a type of ch1. So even single character also Python is going to consider as a character. Sorry, string. Okay, so string is a collection of characters. The characters may be alphanumeric, anything, spaces, tabs, everything it is going to consider. Now, address equal to, I have a address equal to ATT address equal to. So here I can write multiple. Close. Now, type of the variable. What is the value of this one? Okay. So nothing but slash and right. So that's why. So you can see this one. Okay, address. So here it is saying a slash and means next line. Okay. So here, for suppose I have a string like this. Now, in this one, in this string, I want a particular position character. I want a particular position character. How to get? So I don't want entire string. I want only C. I want only C. How can I get? Okay. Using index positions we can. Okay. Using index positions we can get. So how the index positions? I'll tell you. Consider okay. Now the index positions are started with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So starting position is 0. Now how to get that particular character? str1. So here you have to use a square brackets, and then you have to specify the index position. Now W is the 0 position. Take that one. str1 of index position 2. Okay, 0, 1, 2. Take this. So for suppose I want M. So which is index number 5. Okay. So using index positions, we can get the particular position value. Okay, particular position value. Now observe, I want these three characters. I want these three characters. How can I get? Okay, how can I get? So here, as I know, the index position is starting with 2 and end position is 4. Between the 2 to 4, whatever the characters are there, I want to get those details. So LCO. Now, str1 off. So what is our starting position? So here the starting position is 2, right? Okay. 2 colon. What is the end position? 4. But here you have to specify. Here you have to specify 5. So always end position minus 1. 5 minus 1, 4. So it is going to consider 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Now observe str1 of 1 colon 4. 1 colon 4. So always the end position minus 1. 4 minus 1, 3. So it is going to provide 1, 2, 3. So what is the characters of 1, 2, 3? ELC. Okay, what is the characters of 1 ELC? Now consider I want all these characters ELCOM. I want all these characters. So here what is the starting position? 1. So 1. So here you want here 5. So you have to specify 6 because end position minus 1. So in this one, str1 of starting position 1, 6. Okay. So as I said, 6 minus 1, 6 minus 1, 5. So it is going to consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It is going to consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
So, sir, why is string 1 to 9 not defined?
Sorry.
String 1 to 9.
1 to 9 what?
Sir, in this welcome, 1 to 9 is not defined.
What 1 to 9?
Sir, in this we are trying to print numbers like 2 to 5, 1 to 4, 1 to 6.
Yes.
So why is 1 to 9 not defined?
Madam, 1 to 9 if you define, it means you are going to extract 1 to 8 positions. Do we have that? So here we have what is starting position and what is end position 6. So you have to mention whatever the see. Observe here 1 to 9. So here up to 6 you have it. Okay, it is going to take that one. So later it cannot. So here what you have to observe is this is the string. In this one, what is the positions you want to extract? Now you want to extract these things. So here you have to specify 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it means you have to specify. So for suppose you want these characters. Okay, means 1 to 4. So here you have to write 1. Here you have to write 1 colon 5. So 5 means, so 1 colon 5 means it is going to consider 1, 2, 3, 4 only. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 only. Okay. So even if you specify more than that, whatever the positions it is having, it can display. So here 1 to 8, 1 to 9 means 1 to 8. So here we have only 1 to 6, it is going to display that one. Okay. So where exactly we are using this one? Suppose file name equal to, okay, products underscore. I got a file with today business date. Now in this one, I want to get the date. In this one, I want to get the date, only date. So date equal to, in this file name, I can write, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So from 9 position, okay, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you have to specify 17 because end element minus 1. Now what is DT? Okay. To extract data from the given string, you can use this slicing operation. These operations we can call it as a slicing operations. So in the real time, we will get a data in terms of files. Okay, so to process the files, to extract the names, there we are using this slicing concept. Okay, in core Python, what I'm going to discuss is, I'm going to discuss what is what. In the basics of this Python course, 10 hours, I'm going to discuss what is what exactly string, what string operations are there. Okay, in advanced concepts, after this 10 hours, I'm going to continue with the same time 7 to 8. So I'm going to discuss all those things. So how exactly this we can use in the real time. Okay, now I said a slicing operation. This is slicing operations. Where exactly we can use? So when you're processing the data, there we can use these slicing operations. Okay. Okay. Now, string 1. So in Python, okay, observe here. I have a variable. Guys, string 1 is a variable. Okay, you can use any name, your name, my name, whatever. Now, here I'm not specifying the starting position. Here I'm not specifying the starting position. I'm going to specify the end position. So here generally you have to specify the starting position 1. Okay, but I'm not specifying the starting position. So I'm specifying only end position. So it is going to consider starting from 0 to end minus 1. So 5 minus 1, 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you don't specify the starting position, it is going to consider from 0. If you don't specify the starting position, it is going to consider from 0. Similar way, if you don't specify the end position, from 2, whatever the remaining characters it is going to consider, it is going to take. From second position onwards, whatever the length of string, it is going to consider all characters. Okay, it is going to consider all characters. Okay, so that is one thing you have to remember. Now, observe this one. 1:7. So means which is going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now observe this one. str1 of 1:7:2. Okay. Now observe ECM. So here what happened?
Sir, can you repeat 1:7:2?
Wait, madam, I'm going to do the same thing. 1:7 is going to give you 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So this is all you know. 1 to 7 means it is going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now here if you observe, the increment value is 1. Here the increment value is 1. Now the same thing, if you go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here, when you specify the third argument, this is a step size, means increment value. So here it is going to consider by default increment value is 1. So that's why it is going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now if you specify the 2, now the increment value is first 1, next 3, next 5, next 7. Okay. So here, here we have 6 right up to. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now here increment value is 1. So if you specify here, first increment value is 2. So 1, 3, 5. Okay. So 1, 3, 5. What are the characters? 1, 3, 5. Okay. ECM. ECM. So I'm going to repeat once again with another example. str1 of, okay, 1 colon 5. Okay, now ELCO. So here 1 colon 5 and the same thing str1 of 1 colon 5 colon 2. Okay, easy. Now I will explain here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So always end element minus 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here by default step size is going to 1. So it is going to provide 1, 2, 3, 4 increment value. Now the same thing here, step size is 2. So after 1, okay, you will get 3. So here 1 comma 3, because here step size is 2. So here 1 comma 3, what are the values? 1 and 3. Easy. Okay. Now observe here the same thing. str1 of 1 colon 7. Okay, 1 colon 7. Now str1 of 1 colon 7 colon 3. Okay. So here 1 to 7 means 1 to 3. So here 1 to 7 means 1 to 6, right? 1 to 6. Here if you specify step size 3 means 1 and 4. Okay, you don't have any elements. So 1 and 4. What is the characters of 1 and 4? E and O. So you can see here 1 and 4. E and okay. Guys, now clear? Riya, are you clear now?
So
Yes, sir.
where is this size used?
Thank you. So
Where is the step size used?
step size generally we are not much using. Okay, so if you have to pick any alternative numbers, alternative characters of a string, there we can use. Generally in our scripting and programming we are not much using. So for suppose if you have a set of numbers, okay, if you want to pick any alternative numbers, okay, okay, there we are using. Consider for suppose any bytes related operations. Okay, so want to take any alternative number, okay, there we are using. Generally in our scripting we are not using this one.
Okay, thank you.
Now, so here str1, right? Now the same thing here in Python. Observe this one, str1 of -1, str1 of -2, sorry, str1 of -2. Okay, so here in Python we have a negative index also, -1, -2, -3, -4, -6, -7. Okay, negative index also. Okay, now if you want to access a character m, if you want to access a character m, you can use positive index or you can use a negative index. Okay, you can use a positive index or you can use a negative index. For suppose if you want to print the highlighted one, LCOM, you can use 2 to 6 or -5 to -1. Okay, LCOM str1 of 2 to 6. Now the same thing you can go for -5 to -1. Okay, so same operations. Okay, so we can use. Now where exactly this negative numbers will help you, this negative index will help you. Consider I have a file1 equal to, okay, abc underscore date 20, okay, 15/06/2020.txt. Now file2 equal to, okay, so I have another file name abcd underscore, okay, 15/06/2020.txt. Now I want to fetch the date. Okay, so here to fetch the date from here I have to write file1 of, okay, so 0 1 2 3 4 4 2, okay, 42 0 1 2 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So here I have to write 12. So the same thing for this one, we have to write 5 to 13. So different logic you have to write. Different logic you have to write. Instead of that, if I come from back, file one of -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10, -11, -12. So here you can write -12 2, -1, -2, -3, -4, -4. Now the same logic I can write for this one also. Okay, so there it can help the negative indexes. Okay, so instead of writing a multiple logics for multiple files, okay, if the file pattern is same, so there I can use this negative index. So in the folder I have multiple files, the files names are different, okay, but I want to process a particular data, then you can go for these things. Okay, so there this negative index will help you. Okay, so this is a slicing operation. So whatever we discussed here, these are all slicing operations. Now come to here, one more thing. String 1 equal to string 2 equal to string 2 equal to string 1 plus string 2 Ravikiran. If both are strings, okay, if both are strings, if you do concatenation, will be into one single string. If you do concatenation, will be into one single string. Now here observe a equal to 10. Now, what is the data type of this one? String, because you mentioned this one in the single quote. Now b equal to integer of a. Now what is b value? What is type of b value? Integer. Okay, so if the characters is a integer, then you can integer data type, you can convert this one. Okay, so here in our program,
How I am unable to understand how is a is equals to 10 a string type.
so here you mention in single quotes, right?
So what do we have to mention for integers?
So we have, generally if you do like this, a equal to 10, if you specify direct number, okay, then it is a integer data type. Now the same thing if you mentioned in the single quotes, as you mentioned in the single quotes, the type is a string data type. Now what I have done is explicitly I am converting this string data type to integer by using typecasting int of this one. Okay, so if you are using, now consider
Clear.
is this input function is going to take as a string. For suppose, observe here, a is equal to input of enter age. Okay, now I am entering a value 21. Now type of age, which is a string data type. So here what you have to understand is input function always going to take value as a string data type. Input function always going to take value as a string data type. Whether
Then why didn't it printed /n?
madam, this slash n will print next line. Okay, so what I'm going to discuss, yeah, input function by default it is going to take, okay, integer input function by default it is going to string data type. So here what happened is subject 1 equal to input of enter subject 1 marks. Okay, 90. Now subject 1 is having 90. Now type is string data. Now subject 2 equal to input of enter subject to 2 marks. Okay. Now 80. Now type of variable subject to 2. String data type. Now subject to 1 plus subject to 2, which is a string data type, so that it is going to consider as a concatenation. To avoid this one, what we can do is I can convert here itself. So here I am converting this string data type to integer data type, so that it's going to consider as a number. So now it is going to consider as a number. Now observe subject to 1 plus subject to 2. Okay. So here what you have to understand is input is a predefined function which is going to take input as a string. Whatever the value you entered, whether you entered character, whether you entered integer, float, whatever, it is going to consider as a string. If you want to convert, if you want to make a change, you have to do typecasting explicitly. Okay. So in our example, so you have to mention int of like this. Okay. Now observe this program. Total 240. Okay. So this is one thing. Okay. So now guys, when you executing this one or when I am writing a program, so you will get multiple doubts. What happened if I write like this? What happened if I write like this? Why should I go for this one? So what we can give like this? So if you have multiple thoughts, it will come. Write down all those things and put it in practice. Okay, then only you can understand more. Now for suppose here instead of character, so instead of now I entered integer, for suppose instead of this I entered a character. For suppose here the highlighted one I entered Srinivas. I'm trying to convert this one to integer. Then what happened? Okay, those things try to do. Okay, so just I'm here run module. So okay, now here so I should supposed to enter integer because I explicitly convert this one into integer. Now here I entered max. Okay, now it is throwing error. Invalid literal for integer with base 10 max. So here whatever the number you are, it is expecting an integer. Okay, you are trying to convert this one to integer, so you have to give the integer value, but I am giving string value, so it is going to provide error base 10. Okay, so likewise you will get multiple thoughts. Execute all those things. Okay, and one more thing. Welcome. Okay, str1 dot upper. Upper is a predefined function which is going to convert all those string into uppercase, all those characters into uppercase. Okay, now okay, str2 dot lower. Lower is a one more predefined function which is going to give you entire string into lowercase. Okay, entire string into lowercase. For suppose I have a string like this, name equal to okay, I have a string like this. Now here my requirement is in this string I want first character into uppercase, remaining characters are small case. Here in this requirement I want first character into uppercase, remaining all small character lowercase. First character into uppercase, remaining characters are lowercase. How to do this one? Okay, so consider first character I have to get name of 0 dot. So first character you are getting. Okay, from the first character to remaining all characters I want to lowercase. So how to get remaining characters? Name. So here I am specifying the starting position. I'm not specifying the end position, so that it is going to take all the characters, and I'm converting all those characters into a lowercase. Okay, a lowercase. Now, okay, lowercase. Now here, what is your requirement? You want to concatenate both things, right? So I'm going to take a variable temporary equal to lowercase, temp2 equal to this one. Okay, and here temp1 plus temporary variable lowercase. So first character is lowercase, first character is uppercase, remaining all lowercase. Okay. In this example, my requirement is in the string first character into uppercase, remaining all characters into lowercase. Okay. So here we can do like this.
Sir, I had a small doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, in Ravikaren, lowercase letters into upper letters and upper letters into lowercase. How should we do it, sir?
So we have a swap case. Okay. So
Okay.
here is requirement is okay. Convert lower to upper
Okay.
and upper to lower. So this is his requirement. Okay. Try to do Google. Okay. Why I'm saying like this is I know the function, there is a swap case. But if you got any requirement like this, first try from your end. If you are not able to understand, try to do Google. Even 10 to 15 years experience guys also doing the same thing only. Okay. Habituate to do the Google, no problem. Okay, generally in our school days, college days, if you have a doubts, you will ask any your facilitator, any teacher. But now in industry, once you entered into industry, whatever you are having doubts, first you do Google. Okay, do start self-learning. Okay, still if you are not able to, then ask someone else. Okay, the requirement, the problem which you are facing, that should be definitely facing someone else in the world. Okay, they will provide all those details into the forums. You can go through the forums. Okay, so okay, now for suppose here, so he's saying this one, right? Name. So his requirement is a swap case. So swap case is a predefined function which is converting lower to upper and upper to lower. I know this one, but if you have any doubts like this, start to learn like that. Okay. Now today, what is the assignment? So I have a details equal to, so okay, I have a string like this. In this string, I want output. In this string, take this string in your program, and I want output is country code. So first three characters are country code. Next, state code. Next, city. Okay. Next, pin code. Okay. So this is one assignment. So in the program, take this string, write some statements. I want output like this. Next one. So next one, I want output. When you write a program, I want execute our output. I want like this. Welcome to Flipkart. Enter registration details. Okay. Enter first name. I entered Ravi. Enter last name. I entered Kiran. Okay. Enter. Okay. First name, last name. Enter gender. Okay. I want male. Enter location. Okay. So just I want a message. Thanks for registering Flipkart. And then I want to print a message details like just a statement like this. Next. So first character of first name and last name is uppercase. So here whatever the characters you entered, okay, I want output first character uppercase remaining small case. First character this one in the last name also. First character uppercase remaining lowercase. So that is one thing. Then gender value should be uppercase. Location value should be lowercase. So here whatever the value you entered, I want lowercase only, complete lowercase only. Here whatever the value you entered, okay, I want completely into uppercase only. So here I entered first name and last name. So here in the output, first characters of first name, first character of last name is capital letters, remaining all small letters. Okay, so this is the instructions. Okay, so I will share the recording just to go through this one and go through the assignments. Any doubts, guys? Guys, please do practice. Okay, so when you are attending the class, it looks simple. Okay, it's look very simple. Okay, but when you do practice, generally you can remember this one. Okay, that's why people are earlier in the school days, you are writing everything instead of reading. Okay, observing, you can write everything. Then when you start implementing the code, okay, then only you can understand. Okay, that is one thing.
So yesterday's documents are accessible.
Sorry?
Yesterday's documents which you sent, those are not accessible.
No, everybody can accessible. Why is it so? So means so just say the file. I mean, okay, you have to open the file with IDLE, or you can open a file with Notepad.
Okay.
Okay, Notepad plus. Is anyone else same issue? Okay.
No, sir.
With this one. Now this is one, so I will share these documents, guys. And also after this 10 hours of basics of Python, I will continue with advanced Python also. Okay, few people yesterday sent a mail, will you have the same time or not? So it will be the same time. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Srinivas.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.